You are now streaming to YouTube's live. Did it show up correctly? That's what I'm interested in. Did it show up as a live stream yet? See, did anybody connect? See if I'm live. My videos. How do you check? I don't know. We'll make sure I'm live before we start answering too many. 10 viewers, 33. Oh yeah, it's working. For sure. For sure. All right. I figured I'd just do LS1 Tech questions live. It's not freezing balls out here today. So what the hell? I'm in a t-shirt. Imagine that. Jamie is feeling sick and she does not want to participate. So yeah, 120 viewers. It looks like it's working. So I guess I will go. I'm watching the chat. We will see. Is anybody coming up in the chat? I'm sure someone will type something. I know there's like a delay or something. Anyway. Hey Denma, I need help. Someone hacked my account. I noticed you were online. I PM'd two other... Oh man, well... I'm not an admin. I'm just a moderator, so I don't know if I can really help you. And this was already the 19th. I mean, I hope in 8 days you had this resolved already. Yeah, I can't send reset codes or anything, so... Let's skip that. Not an admin. Nothing in live chat yet, huh, guys? Not yet. Am I using the right chat window? Let's just check real quick. I don't do this very often. So, let me go into my live thing here and see if it shows. I mean, it shows 187 people. Yeah, it's going up. It doesn't show that it's streaming on here. Is the chat working here? I don't know. Hopefully it's working. We'll check it later. I'll just answer these damn questions. I found myself $150 5.3 out of a 04 Avalanche, tore the thing apart, and it was a sludge monster. Got it tanked for shits and giggles. And saw nasty shit on the cylinder walls. Would you run it? Also, blah, blah, blah. Watch the videos. Nasty shit on the cylinder walls. Hopefully this isn't something awful. Oh. Yeah. I mean, if you can barely feel them with your fingernail, I would run it. Hell yeah, I would run it. No one in the chat yet? I'm wondering why there's no chat. I'm the only person in chat. That's interesting to me. That I'm the only one. Anyway, third gear lockup, 5.3 limit. Matt, I don't know whether to hate or thank you because of you showing everyone how cheap and easy it is to have at least 500 wheel has made me start building up my O2 Silverado 1500. Seriously though, thanks for everything you do. On to the questions. In a recent Q&A, there was a question about horsepower limits on Gen 3.6.0. And in your answer, you mentioned something in regards to when the converter locks in third and how that can play a factor. Yes, of course. Huh. Facebook Live? Interesting. Is it going on there? Anyway, I'm getting ready to install and retune for a 4L80 right now with the stage 1, 216. I'm at 355. Yeah, that's fine. Here's the thing is, if your converter is really loose and you're at 6,000 RPM and you lock the thing at 100 miles an hour and it drops to 3,800, it might fold up your rods. That's the issue. If you're doing rolling burnouts and it doesn't hook the tire, it can lock fairly high and you can pedal it and lock up. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, at that low, you're at a fairly low horsepower. 335 is not a whole lot of power. You lock it whenever you want with 335. So, P.S. A friend of mine has a sticker banner business. If you need help getting more made, let me know and I'll give him your sloppy email. We have a bunch of local guys we're working stuff out with. We feel like that's easier for stickers and stuff, so. All right. Guys, is it working? I'm gonna check again. I'm gonna check my YouTube thing because it doesn't. I don't really have like a good confirmation. It doesn't really tell me. It kind of sucks. Yeah, it says I'm not. It says I'm offline. Ah, here we go. Now this one says I'm good. I have 2 streams on my thing apparently. Now where do I see? I want to see the live chat. I'm such a noob. I'm sorry. This is why I want to do this. Where is the chat for this? Super live chat. Open in a new window. Ah, I just got the chat window, guys. I'm not a fucking idiot. I got it. In my live thing, there was 2 streams, and the one showed offline. Don't cross the stream. Hamden sucks with the chats. There was 2 different chat windows, Jeff Miller. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't do this enough. This is my practice. Kill me. 2 streams. Yeah, now I got it. There was a super chat window, which apparently like you guys have to pay for, which that's why nobody's in there. The YouTube automatically has this super chat bullshit. Anyway, transmission shifting prop. Now I can see comments, I can see video, and I can see. Hey Matt, no need to reply. I watched the videos. I didn't explain my question very good last week. My bad. Anyways, I have a 60E that is built for 500 tire, and the problem is when the gear shifter is in first and the transmission is in first, and revving around 3500, the transmission will shift into second by itself without moving the gear shifter. It might be. I mean, you should be able to fix that in your tune-up. You should be able to lock it completely in first gear. Thanks. I was happy to make over 1,000 and not hurt the motor. I have been trying for a while. So I did something. I went ahead and bought a 04 1500 step side with a 4.8 and a 60E. Question is, can I run Deca 80s on motor right now? Yes, sure. No problem. Should I leave the stock injectors in until I can turbo it? You can do that too. Keep up with the good work, and I'll be looking and getting HP tuners before long. How expensive of a laptop is needed? Meaning how is useless? Yeah, I mean, dude, you can buy like a used IBM ThinkPad for like 40 to 150 bucks on eBay with like a good Windows license, and you're set. You don't need much of a processor or anything. You just it needs to have a good battery and not be a total hunk of shit. Like if the hard drive is going bad, you're gonna think the laptop is a total hunk of shit. Does that in my Tahoe. 60E is garbage. Yes. I know they are. 6L80E. Hey there, Den Bra and Den Ma'am. I'll start with my questions so you can skip over the bullshit at the end. Backstory is I'm a lover of dirty carb small blocks, but I'm looking to at LS-ifying my daily 79 C10 here in Australia. Damn! 4L80Es and $2 engines don't exist. I've heard this from my Aussie buddies. I think my best bang for the buck swap option is L76. Sure, comes in the G8 and that shit. I think just the G8. The L99 is what comes in the Camaro. I don't know what they put them in where you guys are. Holdens, Monaros, Commodores, and that shit. Anyway, 6L80E interwebs seem to have mixed opinions. All you got to do is get a decent 6-speed tune, which you can download my G8 tune and load majority of it and not have a problem. You should be fine. Plan is turbo, overcome the gayness of ugly plastic LS engine. 500 tires will probably... Yeah. I mean, the other issue is the 6-speed's cool on motor, I think, but for a lot of cars, you don't need that many gears once you have a lot of power. But the 6-speed, it works fine as long as... a lot of the people can't get them tuned correctly, but there's plenty of like 800 plus horsepower 6L80E cars right now. Basically, I was just curious if you've had much to do with 6L. We've never had a problem with a 6L80E similar to a 4L80E, except for the stock tune-up shift flares in some cars, like a total piece of shit. Like a stock G8 sometimes is awful. It's just like, in between like the 3-4 shift, it'll just be like, whoa, similar to like a shot 60E. Anyway, they do like to party. A 6L80E is a really good trans. As a side note, it's good to see that I'm not the only retard to spray nitrous at everything that moves. Hope you guys continue to do what you do as long as it remains fun and fulfilling. The nut swingers and haters are equally amusing, but it's good to see that the people in the middle getting shit done with help from yourself and others. Obviously, yes, that's my favorite part about it. My favorite part about the car deal is learning and helping other people in burnouts, obviously. Awesome. That's my favorite part, too. I had a 6L80E in my G8, and I made 500 tire, and I did nothing but thrash the living piss out of it for like 100,000 miles and had no issues, so I don't think that they're junk. Anyway, trademark. Maybe not a good idea to read this aloud. It is trademarked, and I do have an LLC, so don't worry about it. It is illegal for you to steal the sloppy logo. Hi, Matt and Jamie. I'm using the 24X base tune from F5 to get my shipbox up and running. I basically copied the motor build. I have turned off flex fuel sensor sound since I'm not using VE. Table seems a little lean for my engine. Yeah, just bump the required fuel around. If majority of the table is totally lean, bump required fuel up and down till it's good. If it's just lean at idle, just modify idle. But if it's lean everywhere, just change required fuel. Yeah, it's easier since hopefully the rest of the table is very linear. Yeah. Where can I get a t-shirt? We have a Shopify website. You can ask on, I can dig it up. It's like it's like sloppymechanics.com/Shopify or something like that. We have to refill our stock. Honestly, we don't have that much stock right now. We sold out of almost all of our shirts. So if you can find it, that's good. But we are placing another order for many more shirts, and then we will post in the Sloppy public page the Shopify thing again. The Shopify link. Sloppy shirts. Here's another one. I was answering someone in chat. You should get Harbor Freight to carry the Sloppy Mechanics clothing line. That's not a bad idea. The only reason my car moves under its own power is because all the free info you share on LS and Megasquirt. Thanks for that. Thank you. Watching while driving. RIP to me. Oh, yeah. Okay, anyway, back to here. Awesome builds. I love the builds. I have been out of the car world for a while because of the kids and life. Just got back into building stuff again last year. I have back-half mullet rocking big block 84 Firebird, and I'm in the process of building a blow-through SBC 80 Malibu super cheap budget build for this year, and I will eventually swap an LS into. Since tips and tricks are always good when working on cars, I thought I would share a way of removing my exhaust. What did you tie a rope to it and a tree? You're a madman. Yes! Holy shit, dude. Holy shit. You almost fucking turtled that thing. Oh my god. Did you get the exhaust off? That exhaust is really on there. Wow, dude. That's cool. I want to do that. Vortec 8.1 turbo. Dude, the 496s like have shit rods. So they just break super easy. They might make tons of torque. The Den. Yeah, are you seeing, there's a delay. So you see that guy fucking almost flip his car. Yeah, people are seeing that just now. Because that guy almost fucking flips his shit over. It just fucking... Unbelievable, dude. I want to drive that. I want to do that. Anyway, to the Den Math fucking ma. No need to type. I'm watching this while I get paid to poop at work. Won't go into the detail of the vehicle this is because I know of your hatred for them. It's an S10. That being said, Gen 453... being mated to a TH400 using a stock LS1 flex plate and the GM adapter between the flex plate and the converter. It's a TCI 400 converter. I know it's not a Circle D. I mean, I just did a guy with a TCI converter. It was in that twin turbo 3rd gen I just posted a video of, and it was working. It was working really good. Sorry, chat was distracting me here. I got it through work, figured, yeah, just put it, that's what I always say, just get the car together and just see if it works. My question is, when you do the 400 in your LS, about 3/16 of an inch, between the converter, mounting pads, and the flex plate, there's always supposed to be a small gap. You're supposed to pull the converter out slightly to engage the flex plate. It's supposed to be, you know, yeah. Nah, you're fine. Nah, there should be a little bit of distance in between. I always have to pull the converter out slightly. If your converter is ever stuck flat up against your flex plate and you're tightening your trans, you better make sure your converter is seated on a TH400 or an 80E or a 60E, because if you don't have the converter the 3 clicks in, you're going to tighten your bell housing bolts and bust your input on your pump and other shit. Thanks for everything you do. I used your videos the other day when I pulled the bottom apart and ring gaps as a reference for torturing everything going back down. Yep. Yeah, I do like 51 or 53 foot-pounds on the rod bolts. Please build the Honda. We are. We're working on it. There's a lot of stuff to do, and there's only so much garage here, and it's been 30 degrees. I'm sorry, bro. Rear-wheel drive the Honda? I don't think I want to do that. Yeah, it's a little bit, he had a little bit of a space there, but, you know. I've had quite a gap and just fucking ship it. Whatever. Yeah, you can put shims in it too, or washers, or whatever. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Sloppy. Hello. My new pastime is watching sloppy videos, and look forward to them every week. No need to type a thing. Do you have a wish list on Amazon? If not, you should. I just purchased an AEM wideband fancy OBD2 port thing, and I'm wondering where I should put the bung for the O2 sensor. Do I need 2 dual exhaust side pipes? Just put it, just follow the instructions for installing it. It's going to tell you that if your top of your car is here and the bottom of your car is here, you should have it in the top portion of the clock, because if you put it down low, moisture will sit against it and ruin your sensor. So it's in the instructions, I'm sure. If you're running completely separate dual exhaust, you could put 2 bungs in and check it back and forth, or just put it in one side and tune it off of one side and hope the other side's the same. None Turbo 2004 LQ4 shaved heads BTR. Okay. 60E. Yep. I'm one. Yeah. So what do I need to do for a wideband? 400 tire through a 60E. You could do that with a good cam and long tubes. 400 tire, a 6 liter. You might need put 243 heads on it and a big cam and long tubes. 400 tire is definitely not out of the question. And the 60E should be pretty much okay with that, as long as you don't drive it as long as you're not in overdrive and you constantly floor it into downshifting. You're going to hurt it. Just pull it down into third and beat the shit out of it. Everybody going nuts over here? K-Series. Someone may be giving me a K-Series, so that's a whole other thing. So don't lose your mind when you hear that. I got to talk to the guy that gave me the D-Series turbo kit and see. I still want to, I think it would be cool to turbo the D, but then someone else is giving me a K20A and 6-speed engine to put in it. I don't know what to do. So I think we're going to turbo the D, and if that guy's okay with it, maybe I can sell the turbo D that we use, or auction it, or not auction, but give away the D-Series motor with the turbo kit, because he gave it to me, so I can give it away. Or we can sell it if he's okay with that for pennies, and use those pennies to buy motor mounts and harness and stuff for the K-Series. There's a lot going on with the Honda right now. I'm in the middle of what awesome shit do I do with it? Tuning laptop. Again, here's another one. I'm not super tech savvy, but I'll be using the MS3 Gold on my LQ4. My old computer is pretty much dedicated to holding music, streaming Netflix. I was hoping to get advice on a cheap but decent laptop that I can just dedicate to be in the garage. I assume Goldbox doesn't have the 9-pin. It does. You can use the Goldbox has it does. It has the micro squirt connector built in that has the little radio jack on it, and it has USB, so you can use either one. It has both. IBM T series, T20, T22. I think they go up to a T25, or you can get a ThinkPad, 400 or 500 series, like I said in the other guy's question on eBay. Some of them go as low as $50. Most of them are in the $150 refurbished with windows. It's really all you're going to need, just as long as it comes with fresh. Turbo the D and see how much power you can make on stock sleeves. Yeah, but it's the auto, and everyone says I'm going to blow the auto with like 200 ponies. So maybe we'll just turbo it and make like 160 and then try to like auction or give that stuff away or use some of the money. If like I don't want to be weird. I don't want that guy that gave me all the turbo stuff to be upset that I didn't use it. I mean, I'm still going to use it, but about giving it away or giving it to someone else that's going to use it or sell it to use it and make money for the K eventually. Anyway, I'm caught up with that. I have to decide. And I just was messing with Troy's V6 twin turbo 2014 Sierra. I'm gonna upload some footage of that also when I'm done with this, because this is obviously up right now, and then in an hour or two it'll be permanently pawn shop laptop. Yeah, you just don't want one that has a fucking dead battery and everything else and has like malware pre-installed on it, or a keylogger where someone's gonna steal all your fucking info. You know, ThinkPad T420 is amazing. A 520 is amazing. The older ones are like the 20 series, the 22, the 25, but super old. But yeah, 420 and the T520 is way better. What is on your shirt? It says Coon Tuned. Someone made me the shirt. I can't even remember who made it. My memory is terrible. First off, thanks for the information and entertainment. I watched the Q&A session, so need to reply. I'm on the verge of buying a rust-free third generation C10, sorry. In New England, I need to pay that New England rust tax. It currently has a mild Gen 1 SBC SM465 10-bolt rear. I know it's not your wheelhouse, but what is your opinion on this platform and combo? A means to learn more than anything. I'd love the EFI tune and then go FI from there. In my opinion, it's not worth injecting the small block, because someone will buy the small block for what it'll probably cost you to buy a 5.3 and stuff like that. And then if you're up in New England, there's people up there there's people everywhere that do like HP tuners. You can use a stock ECU, and you will not believe how nice like a 4.8 and a 60E drives if you just want to drive a car. Like I'm trying to talk my dad's neighbor. He has like a 51 Chevy pickup that has a small block in it that he works on every time he goes to drive the truck. And I think I'm going to wait till he's on vacation. I shouldn't say this. I think he watches the videos. But we're going to wait till he goes on vacation and steal his damn truck. And I'm going to put this 4.8 over in the corner in it and do a video series on it. That would be awesome. I would love to do that for him. He has no idea how nice and hands-off his driving experience will be. Sure, you could EFI it and do whatever, and yeah, you can get your feet wet and leave it in there and hurt it without breaking the bank. Of course, tire smoke and ice cream, yeah, some of my favorite things. Strip and working on dropping the ET. I mean, that's, again, like, what do you want to do with it? Do what you want to do with it. I can't tell you what to do. MS3 and drive-by-wire. There is not. In the future, possibly. But as everyone explains this that is close to Megasquirt, there's like big liability insurance and other reasons why it's taking them a while. And you would have to hit up like DIY Auto Tune and ask like the guys that work there, like Jerry Hoffman, Matt Kramer, and ask them if it's in the foreseeable future. Because as of right now, I don't think it's in there. I don't think they're interested in it. I mean, maybe one day, but I know it's difficult to. People have made it work because you can just drive, you can make an input, drive an output, and that's it. I don't know if it's their plan in the future. I'm not that far vested into it. Do you anything about the PNP Pimp OBD1? I don't know anything about that. What's the gear ratio in the Colorado? 373. It's a completely stock Explorer rear with stock viscous clutch LSD. Old Dells are good too. I think the batteries suck on a lot of old Dells. Anyone have a link to the sloppy video where Matt wire up a solid state relay? I think one or two videos do that. Multi-angle VT. I never do multi-cam stuff or that stuff, so don't know what to tell you. I can't find the website to get the sloppy t-shirts, bud. Let me see if I can find it. Does that come up? Can I just go on Shopify and... It doesn't search very well now, does it? Online store? No, I don't. I just want to find one. No wonder you guys can't find it. Yeah, this is it. Let me just fucking douse that in there for you guys. Anyway, it's sloppymechanics-com. Apparently you can't use another period. But .myshopify.com. So a lot of stuff is sold out. We're waiting to fill another order. There's slim pickings right now for bigger dudes. All we have is like smalls. I got my t-shirt on Saturday. Awesome. We were a little late getting them out, but I bought a specific label maker to do it because there were so many orders. I really want to build an engine stand without using a stock ECU. Okay. Matt, what do you think about high compression? Dropping compression is like old school thing for tuning. It's a band-aid for tuning. Tuning is... The engine management is so good now that I think people who want a 7.5, you're just pissing in the wind. It's like pulling too much ignition when you want to spray nitrous. Got my 2 on the West Coast. Do you ship internationally? Yes. Got my shirt. 4X. I don't know if we have... I know we got 3s. She's going to get more... There was a lot of big dudes. No offense to big dudes, but there was a lot of people ordering the bigger shirts than we intended. Matt, PMP is Megasquare plug and play for OBD1 Fords. I've never used that, but I have used the EFI source cells, a plug and play for the A9L. It's a micro squirt, an adapter harness. It plugs into the A9L. I do a couple of those a year, like 25 or more a year. This is funny. Turbo T4 turbo recommendation for a street strip stock 317s. I mean, do you want to make 300 horsepower or do you want to make 3,000 horsepower? You set a goal for yourself and then you get the turbo to fill those needs. Because, you know, anyway, let's get on with it. My 81 Fairmont, she's a beaut. I'm the proud new owner of a $150, $150 V6. Wow. I have a $250 96 Mustang. Where do you live that everything costs shit? Oklahoma. Okay. Apparently in the Midwest, farmers use these Ford inline 6 motors in irrigation pumps for motors. Might be able to get 200. Jesus. Okay. Yes. Billet 80, a Power Glide. Okay. Eventual plan to build a motor and infinite sadness. Oh, and anyway. Any amazing advice or things you wish you would have done different on the Fairmont builds? No, I liked all of them in their own specific ways. 3 was my best, my favorite. The car name. I don't like to name cars. I call it the car or the Fairmont. It's like a weird... I think people that name their cars are weird. No offense to you, but I think it's weird to give your car a personality and get too attached to it. Be sad when it leaves. That's nothing. It doesn't describe me at all. Throw an on-3 kit on it. Buy an on-3 kit. People say they don't fit that great and you have to do some modifications, so be prepared for that. I don't care if you buy an on-3 kit. People are so funny how they ask me, like, you know, LS6 intake dark side. I mean, sure. Buy it. I don't care. How about a little look at the 1076 HP data log? I mean, what are you really... I'll email it to you. Not much of a secret. Show us how to read a compressor map. I don't fully know how to read a compressor map. What does it require besides tuning? What are you asking me? I think you guys are talking to each other. Hi, Sloppy. Ever thought about playing around with Hemis? My friend has a 69 Coronet right now that has been nothing but infinite sadness with a Hellcat short block in it, but I think it's coming around now. For months. He's getting there. How to run a tablet with... Why do people have such an erection for tablets? Everyone wants a tablet dash, but then they don't know how to do it and they don't want to do it. Anyway, Colorado Windbag video. Just watched your last vid. Very informative. I had thought about the next reiteration of the MS box, and I wanted your input on the idea using your Colorado as the standard. Should you let your buddies at MS pull apart the current setup and create a race-only version of the pin-outs and sensors used? You already have a bass tune for 1K, but I'm sure you're not running a MAF or narrowband O2s. It has the capability to do that, and you could do that, and I'm not using the second O2 input. I'm just getting started with MS boxes. Might be talking out of my ass. I don't know what you mean by a race-ready version of the gold box. We have a gold box on a couple race cars. My one buddy Mark's car goes 770 at 186 or something like that. 3,500 pounds, 186 mile an hour. I mean, if that isn't race car enough for you. Do you know anybody in Louisiana tuning in micro squirt? Nope. Matt, tips for how to use tablet for Holly EFI. No clue. Again. How big is your pile of shit from fan mail? Like all the boxes? It's a ton of boxes every time. Yes, people are talking to each other. Good. Give each other bad information. I don't know. Any tips on how to brush my teeth? Yeah, just don't. Just let them rot. It's easier, right? Veneers are easier to take care of. You just soak them at night. Or tablet dashes are laggy as fuck. Yeah, in my opinion, they're a total disaster. They're just... everyone thinks they're great, but they're in... he means one with a race tune implemented. I mean, I don't know what you mean by that. Each car and each setup is different. A race tune to some people is just 10 more degrees of timing. Just burn the car down, in their opinion. There's plenty of... I mean, people make fun about how my shit's unreliable when I push it, but you ever go to Yellow Bullet? See how much shit breaks? Trying my best. Okay. Do you not speak English, or are you just terrible at the internet? I mean, some people are both. Are you putting up the Holly Cal file when you're comfortable? I already did post it up a few times in the Sloppy Public page if you search for it. What's a micro squirt? You know, you're just being an idiot. How come you never supercharge? Superchargers are fucking expensive and have a low horsepower capability in comparison to the economics of a cheap turbocharger. Can we have more live streams in the future? It really helps me feel more encouraged. I mean engaged. Sure. Lifters is all you need. On what? A super old motor? Oh, AFM. Yeah, you need to replace lifters and a bunch of things. Ever work on a Coyote? Not that much. I tuned one on Holly. All right, Matt, here's one. How do I know if I'm about to turbo? How do I know if I'm out of turbo? Example, my 1.6 Miata, 20% throttle, 20 pounds of boost. Yeah, you're most likely out of turbine, and it can't get the boost out, and it's falling off. Where does your friend live in Florida? Bought your Fairmont? Gainesville. What's up with the Evo? It's here. Jamie doesn't really drive her cars. It's here. It's fine. Nothing's wrong with it. Jeep's here. It's fine. That's not getting driven either. Truck's out there. It's not getting driven either. We need some pulls with the Evo. I agree. We'll get it on. We'll get there. Don't worry. We have a lot of vehicles and a lot of things to do to all of them at any given time. So, what's the story with raccoons? It's my spirit animal. That's the easiest answer. Dude, what kind of Evo you got? It's my wife's. It's I think it's a 07. It's an Evo 9 ball bearing GT35R, Shep Trans, cams. The works. It does like a little over 500 on pump gas. Ever work on a GMC Cyclone? No. What happened to the project truck you were going to do with Mark? Mark is building his 2,000 horsepower Camaro right now that dropped a valve, and he's also in the middle of moving to Georgia, so that's taking some priority on his life. We still want to do that, but it's all just, you know, when that stuff's going to happen. Okay. Show me the raccoon. Show them the raccoon box. Ask Mr. Raccoon what's in the box. I keep it right there. That's a great present. Anyway, sorry, I got to bust out of the chat. Question on LS swap. I want to say I love your videos. Good mix of tech and butchery. I have a 01 F-150 4-door 542 valve. I'm very sorry for you. 8.8. It's a great motor, but it isn't an LS. I'm thinking of doing a 6-liter and 80E swap. That's cool. I've thought about doing similar. Twins for about 1,000 wheel as well. I'm wondering what your thoughts on doing the swap and any information on doing it. I don't know LS motors and transmissions very well. I've only worked on Ford mod motors. Congratulations on 1K wheel. I mean, dude, just look in the Sloppy Wiki page. Just search for Sloppy Mechanics Wiki. Like, check this out. Let me show you something cool. You just go like that, and there's a Sloppy Mechanics Wiki page in here, and there's a guide to junkyard LS motors in here. You can look up and decapping and VINs and here, Sloppy Guide to Junkyard LSX builds. I mean, you just go through here and you look at everything and you just do a whole hell of a lot of reading. All this stuff is facts and not internet bullshit, unless you consider everything I do internet bullshit. But educate yourself with that and then go from there. I mean, I don't have 8 hours to explain the rest of it to you. Fueling questions, my weak point of knowledge, Den, Mizzle, and Jamie. I have some questions about fuel setup in the Colorado. I have watched the related videos a couple times and I very well have missed it. Haven't seen or heard you mention these things. I know that you are running 2 Walbro 450s and are planning adding a 3rd throughout the build. I do not run a fuel pump controlling device. I don't like those. I don't like adding or subtracting booster pumps and hob switches and other stuff like that. I don't like that stuff. I'm going to run all 3 pumps all the time. Yep. I noticed you're using AEM flex sensor. I'm not. I'm using a Continental. It's a Continental GM stock out of like a SRX Cadillac or something like that. There's 3 different ones GM makes, I believe. I was planning on pulling the Ford sensor. We put a Ford sensor in my buddy Cameron Vic's car and it acted up all the time. And the Ford sensor doesn't read fuel temps. Only the GM one does, as far as I know. Fuel heating up when driving, it will heat up slightly, but it doesn't ever get to the point where I think it's crazy. It comes up like 20 degrees. Most of the internet will have you believe you run your pumps at full tilt 100% of the time. You're having a fuel temp issue. I think guys that have fuel temp issues have really tiny fuel tanks and have massive fuel pumps, like a MagnaFuel 4303, not an in-tank pump. So their pump is outside, their pump's getting hot, their pump is heating up fuel. All of that. I mean, my pumps are in the tank, sitting in 22 gallons of fuel, just in the cold, just hanging out. Anyway. As I have done research for my new turbo build, I've decided to go with twin 450s and my LS Swap 9DC 1500 factory PCM. The truck will see regular street time, most likely seeing future life oddly enough in a road course and autocross. One thing I don't want to run to is fuel temp issues. Would you think running a Hobbs switch that activates, let's say, 3... Yeah, I mean, sure, you could do that. You can stagger your pumps, and you might get cooler temperatures, but I didn't see any difference from 1 pump to 2 pumps in temperatures at all. I mean, you're going to have to data log your fuel temp, like, all the time to see that. $454 people watching. Big blocker, nah. Yeah, I don't think... Have people talking about if I make tons of YouTube money? Yeah, I definitely can't quit my job, guys. I barely make any money. I make enough money on YouTube to, like, buy a camera once a year with the YouTube money. Or, you know, purchase something almost useless with that amount of money. It's nice. I'm not going to complain. It's almost like free money. I would do this shit anyway. What heads am I running? On my truck or on the other 40 cars? I'm assuming that you mean my truck. They're totally stock chocolate cake filled 317s. There's absolutely nothing fucking special about them. They have pitted valves. I mean, now the intake runners are looking pretty clean from all the E85. '76 versus '78. Don't get the 76, just get the 78-75. The 78-75 spools faster and everything. It's just a better combination. The 76 is just not that great at all, in my opinion. We're just going to cut you off right there. Colorado registration. Colorado street legal. Yes. Does PA have you perform emissions testing? No. Inspection. Yes. If so, how do you get around not having cats and emissions? I modify the exhaust all the time, so I can put on an exhaust that will pass. Also, it gets under 5,000 miles a year, we get emissions exempt. So I don't put enough miles on it in a year to have it really... I mean, it's questionable. If the cops really wanted to fucking hassle me, they could, but they got plenty of other shit to do here in the middle of Allentown. That's, I mean, the rest of it. Hi, Matt and Jamie. Enjoy the show. We'll watch for answers to my questions. To begin, I have an LS2. It's from an 05 Vet motor. Came from an engine supply company, Crate Motor. I have it for like 5-6 years. It's using an MEFI 4, T56, old Chevy, black sensor, 24X, LS2 cam sensor, side mount, knock sensors, and it's drive-by cable. Yeah, I've never used an MEFI. I don't know. Okay, you want to swap to an MS3, stay cable, all OEM 5. Yeah, I mean, there's just... Here's the funny thing. I think this is where people get stuck is you have... Having an LS motor gives you so many goddamn options that you can't even choose one. What a world to live in. What a position to be in. Is having too many standalones to choose from. There's like 100 of them for an LS motor. Literally, your options are limitless. So you're asking me what you should put in your car. I mean, again, like this stuff, difficult for me to answer. Sure, you can do Megasquirt and stay cable. You can use a stock ECU and stay cable. You can swap it all drive-by-wire and install Motec. You can call Pro EFI and drop a couple grand. I mean, you can do whatever you want. You have like limitless options. First world problems over here. What heads on the Colorado? Someone just asked that, bro. Stock dirty ass 317s. Disgusting pitted chocolate filled 300,000 mile 317s with reused head gaskets that leak because their valves are so pitted. What type of dyno jet do you use? It's a Dynojet 224X, and it's like 15 years old. I really haven't used many other ones. I can't give you a good answer on preference, but I like what my buddy owns because I get to use it all the time, and I have a good relationship with it. HP limit on stock 862s with a turbo. I mean, people are making over 1,000. Probably, I mean, the HP limit is probably well over what you or the bottom end is capable of. Honestly, we keep making 1 million horsepower on these completely stock components. We just figure out a way to do it every year. It's there. I'm sure if someone... I mean, I'm not even that smart. Someone who's really fucking good at this and doesn't tell anybody shit has been doing it forever. And they're like, God damn it, he keeps telling everybody everything. I'm not even that smart. I just stumble into it. And I give it away. Twin Turbo Camaro tune. I was wondering if you share that tune from the Twin Turbo Camaro that you just uploaded on YouTube. I have similar setup. I think this guy asked the other day in the video, just load any of the Microsquirt tunes, dude. I mean, I can load that tune, but here's like the staggering thing is, I mean, you guys have like 5 tunes at least to choose from for every platform that I support or write bass tunes for. Almost any one of those, if the injector size is within reason, will start and run and get you going. And no matter what, it's going to take some amount of fuel trimming anyway. So anything you load in there that's 80 pounders, I can give you that tune, but it's going to be it's going to be the same as the rest. Like I had that Turbo S10 that launched the drive shaft. I loaded my buddy John Pochek, I forget how to say his name every fucking time. He has a Power Glide, but the tune is set up for an 80E. I'd loaded John Pochek's tune into this guy's S10, fired it, backed it up on the dyno, made 460 on low boost in the first hit. And I mean, that's a billet 80 millimeter with a Little John Stage 2 versus like an LS6 cam 5.3 with a 7665. I mean, what you might think is a wild difference, all the same shit. It fired and ran. On the tuning classes, I explain, like, if you can just get the car to start and run, majority of the time you're going to have some or other mechanical or wiring issue or not having something connected, and that's going to be fucking you over more than the base tune is. If the car starts and runs half decent, revs, you're like 80% of the way there. Just toss it in there. I can't give you something that you're going to be able to floor problem free. Absolutely. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I don't know. I can upload that tune from that guy for you. I can put it up and you can download it, but Demo Live. Is this today already? Yes. People are writing already because they know I'm on here. Why not go forge now and make crazy power? What's crazy? Is 1076 not crazy to you? I mean, I feel people ask this question a lot, and I feel like you're kind of missing the point of sloppy mechanics. And I've been driving a point for a couple years here where people used to think, yeah, unless you're Ronnie Forster, fucking absolutely. We'll tell that story one day. Anyway, people used to think 500 horsepower was the limit of these motors, and here we are at double that, not blowing up. Hi Demo, my name is Jake and I'm the editor of LS1 Tech. Happen to see that you're live streaming this Q&A from our forum. I've posted the link to our live stream on the front page of this site. Oh my god. Okay. Well, at least they'll get the facts straight. Oh, no offense, Jacob. He probably didn't write that other article. But yeah, why forge the motor if I don't need to? Why spend 4 times the amount if I don't need to? If I have like a rod failure here, I have a couple on the shelf here that are dirty that have 250,000 miles on it. And I jam that bitch in there and take it right back out, learn from what I did wrong, and keep advancing through the horsepower range. So I ask you, why the fuck build a motor? Why build a motor? That's my question for you. Unless you're Ronnie Forster. Dude, this guy, Ronnie Forster, loaded a bass tune from a micro squirt and fucking went out and bombed it off the trans brake and went like a 920. Didn't change a goddamn thing, doesn't know how to modify that. Didn't know at the time. But isn't that funny as shit? He literally, like, I was like, what did you have to change or how did you tune it? And he's like, tune what? I was blown away. It blew my fucking mind. What 120 injectors did you use? I've never used 120 pounders. Are you thinking 210 Bosches? And there's an article about that on the wiki page. MS3 DIY over gold box, leaving anything on the table. I really, really fucking hate the printer connectors that come on the MS3X stuff. The fucking printer connector is such a pain in the dick. I would never wish anyone like to have to use that. The amp seal, totally worth it. MS3 Pro, MS3 Gold Box, have the amp seal, so much easier to work on. Sure, you can turbo a TBI 350. Sure. Should I ditch it and go through? I don't know. Do whatever you want. Thanks for the shout out if we missed anything big. No, it's just, I mean, it's funny. Every article, people get stuff wrong, but you guys have the whole thread and whoever wrote it missed a bunch of shit. Bosch HP, Bosch 210s with HP tuners. It does work. A guy named Tyler Sandow has it working on a stock ECU on a few cars, 1 or 2, and has posted the tune up. And I have also posted the tune that he used on the wiki for other people to use, but I have not touched it personally. How do I tell if my plugs are too cold or too... I mean, there's a lot to do with that. Reading the threads, how far down in the threads, how far along on the ground strap. Ins and out in the 6L. It has 6 gears, dude. Screen feed is stuck? Uh-oh. Yes, everyone wants to be spoon-fed. Yep. Anyway. What's the most important thing you have learned from building the Colorado? overdo the fuel, then overdo it again, then way overdo the fuel. For this horsepower goal on ethanol, I'm just putting another fuel pump in this fucking thing. Serious question. I think you misspelled this wrong, but yeah, anyway. After watching many of your videos, I decided to sloppy LS swap my Fox body, currently broken nitrous 5.0 heads cam intake C4. I have a 05 LM7 5.3 late Gen 3 rods, 4L80E, good converter. Plan on S475, 4L80E or 480 turbo, stock ECU, 80 pounders, twin wall bros. I did a 45-minute cam swap, sloppy stage 2, used all your tricks, reused nearly everything. I did put new valve springs in. You should put better than just new truck valve springs in, hopefully. Hopefully you put like doubles or at least pack 12 18s. Bores look okay after putting it together. Compression check. Number 1 is low, around 120 PSI. Yeah, ship it. You're fine. You're fine. Definitely. Ship it. Fucking ship it. How much power in the daily right now? I have it gated for 4. It can go as low as 4.5 pounds, but I have it at about 10, and that's just fucking stupid. It's on about 10 pounds. And it's set up that the boost controller doesn't come on until 55% throttle, so if I pedal out, it lowers the boost. And if I roll back in, it feeds the boost back up. What's the process you take when wiring a car? Plug in the sensors that they plug into and connect power and ground. Is that an asshole response? I mean, the plug and play wiring harness is pretty easy. If you didn't get the plug and play wiring harness, you're gonna have to do a lot of wiring, and if it's not your strong point, you're up shit's creek. I think I'm in over my head. I'm 15 years old, and I believe I'm way over my head with the Turbo LS project. I recently impulse bought an 82 Fairmont for 300. Have a good platform to build. I'd say all your Fairmont builds have strengthened my love for Turbo V8s and 80 ship boxes. Well, I mean, what's better? What's fucking better? I think I've watched the Fairmont street driving video about 20 times. Is that from like 2011 or something? Ability to blaze tires with barely any throttle makes me feel good inside, of course. And getting ice cream. Here's the plan, 9903. Okay. All that's okay. I'm kind of worried about wiring the microsquirt harness. Buy a plug-and-play microsquirt from Shannon Taylor, or buy a plug-and-play microsquirt from EFI Source and plug it in. It is as easy as splicing some of the truck connectors, but you have to understand how batch fire and like batch fuel and waste spark works. I mean, it's a little bit of wiring. Is this combo feasible for 600 wheel on pump and meth? Will the injectors? What injectors? Siemens Deca 80s. I mean, at the very upper limit, 700, 600 on pump and meth. Yeah, as long as the converter's hanging in there, yeah, you're fine. You can do that. Those injectors will not go E85 at all. They will work with E85, but everybody gets confused on this, but ethanol uses at least 50% more fuel. So knock your horsepower. If you can make 600 horsepower and you're out of injector and you want to use E85, you're probably going to make like 300 horsepower. I mean, it's a little bit different than that, but it's not far off. Sure. Just do pump and meth and make... Seriously, if you're 15 years old and you have an auto car that makes 550 through the auto, you're probably going to fucking shit your pants. I mean, people have no idea. People might think that stuff dyno's low on my dyno, and that's a whole joke on its own. But 600 tire on my dyno with a 3,200 pound Fox car will go 140 in the quarter. It's fast. It's stupid fast. It's really fast. Demo Live, E85 worth it. If you have, here's what I've learned over the years with ethanol. When I had the smaller turbos, I was turbine limited. So if I made 550 on gas and I put ethanol in it, I would make the same power, and I couldn't get any more power out of it on E because I was choking the turbine and the engine with the small turbo. That's my belief anyway. People can chime in and agree with this, yes or no. 700 horsepower street. I mean, ethanol for sure, I believe, is safer. Honestly, right now, I have done a lot of stupid things with this. 13.0 air fuel, very high boost, you know, kind of shrugging if it's going to stay together. And I bent rods on that one lean air fuel cutoff event, which I think was just the computer strobing, like rolling cutoff on the cylinders is what hurt them. Because when I pulled that motor apart, the pistons looked mint. There were not even little pick marks in it, no detonation, nothing. I mean, it might have been pre-igniting and some other things, and that's what bent the rods, but everything looked new. I'm definitely a believer in the octane level. I mean, it's funny because everyone immediately is like, should I just slap 80s in it? 80s like are not cutting the mustard on ethanol. Like, they're not going to get you very far. You should go like well over 100 pounds to go E85, in my opinion. Understand the benefits of E85. Is there additional? Of course, you have to double your fuel system to make the same power on E. You have to double it. I mean, I made 700 at like an absolute limit with 105 pounders, I think through lockup. And now I have two 450s, two 10s, I'm dropping fuel pressure at 830 tire. I mean, I made that little bit, but I was nosing on fuel pressure hard, so that's why I'm putting a third one in, and we'll come back out and swinging. But yeah, I mean, 700 wheel with ethanol ain't gonna happen. Not on my dyno anyway. You might go somewhere where you make really fucking high numbers that are unrealistic. That's a possibility, but 700 tire. This is my buddy. See, is it a stick shift? No, it's 80E. Like John Pochek made 730 completely running out of fuel on 80s on gasoline with a quality regulator that was 1-to-1 and 80 pounders and an AEM 380. He made 730 through the auto, and he was out. Like, it was just coming up for air. It was just, shoo, I have no fucking fuel left. So it's completely pinned on pump and meth, and the methanol is supplemental fuel on top of that. So he was in the best position, and he was running out at 700 on gas. So when you put ethanol in there, good fucking luck. You're not going to get anywhere near that. 416 LS3, stuff I don't know anything about, is expensive motors. Blew the motor last year, my 07 SS, due to spun rod bearings. Shit always happens. Fucking shit oil pan in those things. Ended up replacing the engine from a given project. You do know to put extra oil in your Trailblazer SS, right? Project from a local seller that he couldn't finish. It's a forged LS3 416 stroker long block I picked up for just over $4,500. Bought this before I knew about the sloppy method. All-wheel drive Mustang dyno. Made roughly 450. Cool. Curious if I could boost this engine. Is beyond changing out the cam. What does it have, a giant cam? It doesn't have that big of a cam. Put a fucking blower kit on that thing and go nuts. I don't know, and all I know is Trailblazer SSs are like a wiring and tuning fucking nightmare most of the time. So good luck with that, and they differ within years and everything else. Built trans 4L70. You could put a blower on it and like knock the transmission apart. I mean, I don't know. What's your goal? Do you have a goal? Like, do you want to make 800? So you want to put like an S475 out of box on it? Or, I don't know what you're asking me. I don't even know what people are asking me here. DIY MS3X versus Gold Box. For someone with experience in soldering, is there an advantage? I don't think so. I mean, I think you can save some money doing the MS3X, but honestly, I really hate those printer connectors. Fuck those printer connectors, dude. They're awful. MS3 Gold Box is a newer MS3 design. Also, the board and everything is just a better, newer design. Hemi! What are your issues with your buddy with the Coronet having? The short block was garbage. Any other big issues? Well, he bought it off eBay. It was missing a rod bolt. Some of the pistons were missing rings, which we found out later. Even more of the pistons were missing rings now that we found out. They were missing just the top rings. Some stuff was in the motor. He was driving it around and thought it was okay. First time he started it, it had no oil pressure, and it was knocking. Took it apart. It was missing, it has oil squirters. It was missing half of them, so the oil pressure was just pissing down into the center of the motor. I don't know if he plugged it or bought squirters. I can't remember, but they got that back up. So then they started it, and then we put it on the roller. We made light boost, and something was in the fucking intake, and it blew into the cylinder, and it started knocking again. He took it apart. He found shit on top of the piston, put it back together. He had the cylinder head swapped to fit ram manifolds for the turbo kit. The cylinder heads have funny oil drains, so he was filling the heads, and the oil was pouring out externally. That was all in the beginning. So we swapped the heads, re-drilled and tapped the Hemi ram manifolds to fit to go forward facing. He took it apart after the dyno where it was rattling, where we thought it was just going to fucking come apart. And it was shit in the motor again. And it was missing rings on top of like 2 of the pistons. It's just been a total fucking nightmare at this point. Like, I mean, what else hasn't gone wrong? Yeah. So is that enough issues? Every time he fucking touches it. What's going on here? Any reason your mate's Coronet is having issues? Well, I hope you got all of that. Hope you got all that fucking rant. And it's expensive as fuck. It's costing a lot of money. Is there a larger oil? How did you learn all this stuff? Hey, Matt. Although I know this is not an LS question, I bet many of us are wondering, how did you learn all of your automotive knowledge? Trial and error, and reading, and a lot of not reading, and just doing it on my own. I think that's how I got into the IT world, too, is I have no formal training. I just kind of figured it out on my own. So I have a total separate train of thought that people who were taught. Do you major in mechanical engineering? Nope. I learned by doing it. Yep. Really, I wasn't even into cars in high school. When I got out of high school, I got into cars, so I didn't have any preconceived notions, and I thought that what everyone was doing was dumb and bullshit, and just started doing everything, you know, on my own. And whenever someone would tell me something, since I'm skeptical by nature, I would be like, you're full of shit. It sounds like what you're saying is you're totally full of shit. And I would challenge them, and they hated that. And then I would be like, well, you know, I figured it out on my own and make you look like an asshole. Anyway. Would you ever buy a rotary? Probably just to beat the shit out of and destroy if it was cheap enough. Blew the trans 4 times. Yes, I'm sure you did. Work at Taco Bell. Alcohol blends have less BTUs per gallon. Yes, it's less effective and it burns slower. And that's what I've read is why the octane is higher, because it burns slower. Because it's crappy fuel. Isn't that funny? Also, but isn't it true that it creates more exhaust energy because it uses more fuel mass, so that if you have a smaller motor with a bigger turbo, you can light it off better, kind of like methanol. Helps you out. 5.3 Trailblazer short wheelbase, 52,000, uses 1 quart every 1,000 miles. Yes, and then the issue is it's a big soft SUV, and the oil pickup is in the front, so it burns oil, because the LS2s fucking burn oil like a piece of shit. Something to do with the rings or something else. You floor it, the fucking thing goes like this, and the oil all goes to the back of the pan. And when you're low on oil, you spin a bearing because all the oil's in the back of the pan because you're flooring a goddamn sloppy SUV. Thank you, Matt Dillon. Matt Shave must be up for a promo at work. Nah, just every now and then it just bothers the fuck out of me. Like, I gotta cut my hair, and I wanted to just buzz my hair down. I take like the electric clippers and I buzz my hair down to nothing. But then my mother and my wife they think I look like a convict, and they think I look like a cancer patient, and it's unsettling for them. So I don't usually cut my hair myself because it bothers them, and then I hear about it for a while. So Matt doesn't tune based on knock. If you watch his other videos, yes. I don't use knock sensors or det cans or anything. I think using a stock bottom end with glass pistons and pushing until you knock is a terrible idea. It's an absolutely terrible idea. It's a good way to blow up bottom ends. Only E54? Yes, but here's the funny thing. If you research it, anything above 50 or 60% has the same octane rating and knock resistance that 90-some% does. This is why E98 is kind of a joke. It just uses more fuel energy. Do you haul anything in that truck except for ass? Yes. I mean, I've posted plenty. I posted a picture of me moving a server cabinet at work in the back of this truck. Matt has more patience for tards than me. I mean, I work with computers all day. You should see how patient I am with machines. Yeah, get a friend that can wire, for sure. And just rely on them for most of it. Just lean on them. I think I'll hit a bunch of power, too. LS6 springs blow. Yes, they do. Pack 1218s are better. Yep, for sure. We learned that the hard way. The converter and the springs have to be decent, or you're going to have to settle for your horsepower plummeting at like 3,000 RPM or over 10 pounds of boost. I think I will make. I think I can make more power and not blow it up. Still, that's why I'm putting in the third pump. I'd like to. It's got to warm up. The tracks are still. Everyone's spinning their balls at the track. Some of the tracks have opened out here. Just not enough heat in the track and not enough prep and everything else. But I'd like to go and run like a mid-9 boost only and drive home and go like this. There, I did it, and then I'll push it until it breaks, and then all of you can go, see, I told you it was fucking unreliable. Hi, Matt, I'm running a gold box. I've gotten to the point where I need to wire the car. Same guy. Yeah. How much do you run? Yeah. Okay, I'm back up to the normal spot. Let me go back down. Who you got, Chief or Rawlings? I don't watch either show. I think Richard Rawlings is really annoying because he's always like, yeah. He doesn't know shit, and it's evident to anybody. And I don't know why people watch bad television. They're like, oh, I wish crap wasn't on TV, and then they watch that shit. I don't watch Street Outlaws. I think part of street racing really annoys the fuck out of me because it's 90% people running their mouth and like dominant male monkey motherfucker chest bumping stuff that has never appealed to me in life or in television. But I think that Chief guy is cool. Like, he seems like he's a cool guy in person, and television just makes him out to be some other person, and I would hate to watch that and think he's an idiot and then meet him in real life and see that he's not. Kind of, I don't want to... Is there a sloppy stage 3? Not really. There's a bigger cam that TrickFlow makes that you could try with a turbo, but I think that for all motors, your only benefit there. Turbo, a stock... I don't know what you're asking. Any cheaper T56 5 or 6 speed builds? No, manual transmissions are expensive as fuck. Everybody has a boner for them, so they're expensive. And they're all bad. Like, you're like, oh, you buy a T56 for like $2,000, you put it in like 3rd, 4th grinds, 5th doesn't exist. And you spend all your money on it too. It seems like they all suck. I feel like you're better off spending big money on like a TR6060 and buying everything brand new from Chevrolet, because the cost of the used broken shit is so close to that. Anyway. Yeah, diminishing return on power. You're going to see a percentage. A good average Chinese turbo LS car is going to pick up like 25 to 30 horsepower per degree through an unlocked automatic to the tire. So if you're at like 14 pounds, 14 degrees, and you go 15 degrees, and it picks up 30 wheel. You go 16 degrees, and it picks up 5 wheel. You go back a degree or two. Because on a short dyno pull, it's not the same as like at the track, and then you want to mess with that at the track too. I usually go a little conservative for people. If someone's going to thrash... I ask people, are you going to thrash the piss out of this car? And they answer me funny, and I'm like, if you're going to thrash it, I'm going to put a safer tune-up in it. If you're not going to thrash it and you want it to be on kill, or you think I gypped you, I'll put it on kill, and if you hot lap it, it'll blow. That's why I ask. People answer funny because they're like, I don't want to tell them I'm going to beat the shit out of it. So yeah, I'll put a kill tune in it and you'll pop it. Hi, Australia. Is it morning? It's morning there. It's early morning, isn't it? Steven Alexander always comes on way late and says hello and awful things to me in chat and voice messages. Matt, do you ever see yourself growing the sloppy brand through monetization to a point where you quit your job, man? I doubt it, but that might be a dumb statement. Like, I can't foresee me having millions of subscribers and me making millions of dollars. Wouldn't that be cool though? That would be cool, I guess. If I could do just the sloppy stuff all the time and it would make that much money, but I'm not going to say that's impossible, but I doubt that's just going to happen. It would be cool though, for sure. I don't know if I would, I would still build total pieces of shit with $1 million. I would just have lots of pieces of shit. $700 intake, hack job on the stock shit. Oh, he's talking about 2JZs or something. CDO9. Yeah, that's proving to be a very good transmission for a lot of people. Is that the Z33 or the 300ZX one? People are doing good with that, but I hear that you need to go like right for big power. You need to go right to like a twin disc. Have you ever used EFI Live? Never. Not even looked at it. Can you explain the bank fueling with MS3? Why do OEMs use sequential? MS3 is fully sequential. You can wire it as batch and use 2 injector drivers, probably, but MS3 is fully sequential. Do you still have I've had 2 Boozas? I don't have either one of them. I'd like to see you mega squirt your Booza. I had plans to do that for the trash can built one. I had one that I bought completely wrecked for like $1,000 that I made a race bike. It had no title or anything. I had nitrous on it. It made over 200 horsepower. I'd thought about turboing that. But, you know, I lost interest in it. Could you do a guide to stock PCMs 411 and stuff? Yeah. I have a Vimeo on demand page. You can buy videos. This is it's one of the ways I make enough money to run a website and some other stuff. Obviously, this isn't tons of money either. But there's like a 46-minute video on how to use HP tuners and stock ECUs and like tuning an 03 pickup truck and stuff like that. You can look at those, and I want to add more in there. I don't really advertise this because I feel like I have to have more of them. But you can check those out if you want to spend the money on them. That's up to you. I mean, if people want to buy those, I will create more of them and make them worthwhile. TR6060 is merely a buttered up. Well, you might think that, but I see far less people breaking the 6060 like heavy-ass GT 500s that are blower cars. Well, they're all blower cars, but they go like low 10s and they shift them and they don't have any problems. Meanwhile, I feel like T56 guys have more issues, and maybe it's simply the fact that T56s are older and more people have ground the fucking gears off of them. Chinese head studs, you must not have been around for a long time. Where are we going here? Here we go, back up. Chinese head studs, total waste. This guy has been asking a lot of wasteful questions. He needs to watch more of the videos, I think. My truck just made almost $1,100 to the tire through an automatic. It has stock reused head gaskets and head bolts. So I don't understand why you would need anything else. I didn't even push any. It is morning, 9:16. Oh, it's exactly 12 hours off. It's 9:19 p.m. here. Thanks, Matt. It's a VW with a blower, different returns, but I understand the concept. Yeah, it's air-cooled too, so you probably, I mean, there's a whole different side to tuning an air-cooled. You're probably going to have to be very conservative. LS9 cam worth a shit. Not for a turbo build. I would say, like, if the Jegs is on back order, just buy the BTR or the Little John Stage 2. I can't believe that I put that fucking cam on back order, but it's been back ordered. I put it on back order. LS9 is a little soft down low. It does work. It's $100, but then you have to change your front cover depending on your ECU situation. I like the live video. Keep doing it. What's your thoughts on Haltech? I watch all their videos, and I think that Scott, the tuning fork guy, is fucking awesome in the Mighty Car Mods videos. If you watch some of their older videos for Haltech, that guy is very, like, he doesn't know what to do, and I think he's learned through the Mighty Car Mods guys to be more personable. And I think that guy's great, and I think Haltech is pretty cool. I just have never touched one. How much do you charge for tune? It depends. That is a multi-layered question. Hard work pays off, Sloppy. I guess it does. Everyone wants Jamie to come out in the raccoon suit. She's honestly sick. It's not that she doesn't want to bother with people. She's not feeling good today at all. Moose poop? I don't want moose poop. So from the vids, I'm guessing you're North Jersey or so, Atco or E-Town. I'm in Allentown, Pennsylvania. But Atco and all that stuff is like 2 hours away. Cecil County, I like a lot. I've met Big Chief. He's pretty cool. That's what people say. Z33. Yeah, it's, you know, it's around there. There's all those Z guys. I got a 01. No, I don't think it would be hard. It's not hard to put a motor in anything, I don't think. Where are we going here? How much for a Kuntun shirt? I don't sell them. I have no idea. Can I get a better bang for buck out of a VIPEC or a micro squirt? I've never used a VPEC or a VIPEC. Do you ever test engines on a stand? Yeah, we fired a bunch on a stand. Watch some of my videos. The one, I was slightly inebriated with my neighbor, and we fired the one on a stand, and I think that one's kind of funny. Anyone ever blow their car at the dyno day? Actually, no. Maybe someone can blow their car up this time. Are you a fan of the LS9 on 4.8s? Not really. I mean, they can work, for sure. We did it, but a 4.8 is soft down low, and the LS9 cam makes it worse, in my opinion. The LS9 cam works great over 4,000 RPM, and it is cheap, and on some of the Gen, like a Gen 4, it's very easy to swap with a stock computer because the front read cam and everything else is there. There's no questions on the screen. You look for the live chat window and turn it on. Speaking of Aussie, would you play around with a Ford Barra? Yeah, like I joked with some of my Aussie friends about shipping them iron 5.3s and them shipping up those badass, like the Nissan RB30 with the single cam. I just want that little fucking, that camshaft to just spin in the front of a motor and just beat the shit out of it. And the Bara's the Ford 4-liter or something, right? I'm ready to see the Honda build. Do you need to break on all this LS stuff? Yeah, I like to split it up too. I've gone pretty far and worked pretty hard on this truck lately, and yeah, it would be nice. Can you comment on Dr. Boost video? I don't know what video that is. I'm sorry. I've heard you talk about using L92. I've never heard. They're expensive, and everybody like gets a boner about them, and I'm kind of the anti that. Whatever everybody thinks is really worthwhile and is really worth spending money on, I'm kind of against that because my brain is wired, like hardwired to be economical. So when people are like, yeah, the big heads, the good expensive stuff, and all I've learned over the years is all of that is like mostly a hunk of shit. I started watching because Nelson said something on Drive. Yeah, he did. He talked about why LS engines are so great and said look up Matt because he gives out free info and he does a lot of cool shit. What would you recommend for a cam on a 4.8? An all-motor 4.8? A turbo 4.8? A turbo 4.8 that wants to make 1,000 horsepower? Do you want it to sound good and not go fast? Or do you want it to drive nice? Or your screen recording thing is messed up, I think. Uh-oh. Is it, or is it just you? No one else is saying that. Roadkill is the shit. Motor Trend on Demand. Yeah, I mean, I'm back and forth with this stuff lately. I think Mighty Car Mods is better than Roadkill lately because I feel like Roadkill, like, they're half-assing too much. Like, they're not even getting done what they plan to get done. And in some ways, that disappoints me. And sometimes it's funny and sometimes it's disappointing. What do I think about FI Tech? We haven't put my buddy's car on the dyno. Yeah, see, this guy says Roadkill was okay. It's out of focus. Is it because I'm slouching or something? Screen is mint. Yeah, some people are saying it's not good. I just want to see your pretty smile. Having trouble with SD tune after MAF delete. Tuner's been trying to send me a bass tune. What kind of trouble? Well, it won't start and idle or run or, you know, anyway. I think we're going to cut it off soon here because I think I'm past an hour already. Can we see how long I've been rolling? I can't see how long I've been rolling. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Yeah, that's the issue. Is if I feel like they're totally pushing the pay thing, and I feel like that's going to be an issue if I do. Obviously, I need to make some money to, like, people want me to expand Sloppy, but website and other multifaceted things on the internet, it costs money, and all of it out of pocket, you know, isn't totally easy to do. So we're doing like t-shirts, and I'm selling some of the Vimeo stuff, and it covers the cost, like I said, like cameras and the website and stuff like that. But yeah, hour and 17. I think it's a good way to. Thoughts on Holly EFI? Watch the video I uploaded. It's almost 50 minutes long, and I explain it's like a giant, long thing about Gold Box versus Holly EFI, and a lot of people said they really liked it. I covered a lot of points already. LS Nation, I want a cam that sounds good and is fast and maybe eventually turbo. Well, the Sloppy Stage 2, but everyone says it's on fucking international back order because I told everybody to buy it. But it's has an awesome chop to it. It works good on motor, and it likes the turbo. That's why I tell people to buy it, because you can do anything with it. And it's cost effective. It's like $290, and sometimes it drops to $250. And if you're military, you can get it for $250 with the discount. But it's got to get back into stock, or they got to start cutting more of them. I have thought about doing Patreon, but then at the same time, I don't want to feel like I'm begging for. It's not that I don't want money, that I can't use it to do more stuff with Sloppy, but I feel like when you start that, I feel like it has to be YouTube has to be your job to do Patreon. I don't know. I have mixed thoughts about that. I feel like immediately anybody that has anything negative to say is going to jump on me like, you don't need money and you're blah, blah. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it and I think too much about what people think. Dyno Day is May 7th. There's a Facebook event for it. Look it up or ask people on the Sloppy public page. They will link you to it. I guess I'll quit in like 10 minutes here. Roadkill is supposed to be sloppy, but then they're like, yeah, we just got 15K. Yeah, exactly, dude. I'm up and down about it. Like, some of it was great. Some of it still is great. And then some of it, it kind of disappoints me. I feel like I'm there, like it's your dad. Like, I'm not mad at you, but I'm disappointed in you. Because, like, they did the Mighty Car Mods versus Roadkill thing. And Mighty Car Mods flew in, got a Subaru, did all that cool shit, and the car was flawless, and they gave it to them, and they gave them a nice car. And then Roadkill's like, here's a car with no alternator that kind of runs, it doesn't have brakes. And everyone's like, that's really Roadkill. But I'm like, that's kind of dick. I mean, it's cool in one way because they got to drive it and whatever, but they actually worked hard and delivered you guys a car, and you guys were like, everything sucks. Sorry. Oh well, it's our shop and our town and our vehicle, but it sucks, and here you go. I feel like their performance with that exchange was perfunctory. I mean, they could have done it better. They could have treated those guys better with that. I mean, they might have loved it, and they might not think about it the way I do. Dirt Every Day is more Roadkill. Yeah, I like that guy a lot. I actually like that guy a lot. Yeah, Patreon, you have responsibilities, exactly. Like, if I want to go on a week vacation, they're going to be like, listen, asshole, I'm paying you to produce things. Yeah, it is fun. Yep. You guys get it. Some of you get it. Some of you are asking, but that's the answer. What happened to fuel injection sucks? I think he's still working on it. He was doing the Lemons Rally. He's been doing a lot of stuff. He was in, I mean, you could ask him. He was in Phoenix recently for the Roadkill zip tie drags where Roadkill showed up and it rained and they said bye everybody and they loaded everything up and left. That's another thing. I know they have a schedule to stick to and those guys are kind of being forced around by a network and sponsors. But they got all those people out to do the first event ever and then I feel like they just left everyone hanging. Maybe I'm not the only one that thinks that. Gets a bunch of beard products, shaves. Exactly. Stubby Bob, yes. The Stubby Bob was incredible. Like, that shit is incredible. Roadkill, Garage, and Engine Masters, yes. They are way better. Live feed Dyno Days, I could do that. I gotta get somebody, you know what? Verizon just did unlimited data again. I think I'm gonna switch my plan. I'll do unlimited data and I'll stream the whole fucking Dyno Day. A lot of it's gonna be like waiting around and annoying. This is funny, dude. Like 7875 versus 88. What's your goal? Like the 7875 or the 88? I don't know. Buy whatever you want. Yeah, dude. Cam sticking out of the package. I got one from Jegs like that too. It was literally in the cardboard for Jamie's truck. It was fucking in the cardboard, with not another box inside, not in plastic, no cam card, like, and the box was hammered. And the cam looked okay. But I was like, holy shit, are you guys kidding me? You shipped like a fairly important internal engine component, like almost in a shopping bag. Whew. Compton swap meet. The co-host of Dirt Every Day is Sell Money. Who's that? The other guy? They have that guy in the wheelchair that's on every now and then, and they have the other guy that helps out. I forget that guy's name. I'm terrible with names. What steps does your tuner need to follow? Yeah, I mean, you gotta disable the MAF. Sometimes you gotta trick the MAF table to, like in the 3000 hertz range, bump it to like 1.2 pounds a minute so it carries over, because some cars fail over slower than others and they need the supplemental fuel on the MAF table to carry over the failed speed density. I mean, there's a lot of, the tuning in stock computers is witchcraft and multifaceted. Thanks for the videos. Much appreciated. Sure. Dirthead Dave, opinion on EMUSA. That stuff works great. I like to buy stuff from VS Racing because Varen is the man. Are you into bikes? Yeah, we have 5 motorcycles. Watch some of my older videos on my channel. I had a nitrous Buza, a newer Buza 636 with nitrous and turbo. I got mini bikes. I got Fitties. I got SSR 125s. Me and my wife have a white and a black matching Honda Grom. I had a B King, like, what is going on? Finnegan has a personal YouTube channel. It's kind of awkward. Yeah, I think he struggles with the production a little bit, but I don't know. I'd have to meet him in person. I don't know what my thoughts on Finnegan. I feel like some of those, they might be the way they are, and that might be cool, or they might be just putting on a persona for the camera. I don't know. I can't. What turbo combo do you recommend for hot weather? I think, are you joking? I don't know. Anyway, yes. I'm just going to close it off for now. I am past the point. I'm going to close the chat and bust this stream off, but hopefully everybody liked the live episode 13 LS1 Tech and live questions Q&A. That is all.